Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. All right, so it looks like the market has been resuscitated, guys. Bitcoin is moving up, albeit not by much, but we are seeing a move to the upside, which is positive news in my opinion. Yesterday, Bitcoin was trading at around $26,300, and we're up by $300, $26,600 give or take. But you guys can see that even just over the last few days here. Look, let me just zoom in. Last few days, you can see Bitcoin has been steadily moving up. We've been seeing these steady green volume bars too, accompanying the upswing. XRP is also not looking too shabby. We're up near 49.6, so up again since yesterday and consistent with these green volume bars, albeit not much volume. So, we're seeing an upswing, but it is happening slowly. Of course, this level of support here has been now touched, and I think buyers are realizing that for XRP particularly. In terms of the general market, fear and greed is up a little bit. I think yesterday was at 37 or 36. Today it is at 38. And as you guys can see up here, the glitches have been fixed. So market cap at $1.06 trillion. It's up by 1.21%. So the entire market is up a little bit. 24-hour volume is down a little bit. And Bitcoin dominance is creeping up a bit by about 0.2%, if my memory serves me correctly. So 49.1%. Bitcoin still dominating the market in the last 24 hours. It has moved up about 1.12%. Ethereum's up 0.55. BNB coin up 0.48. But XRP, guys, a bigger mover, up 3.13. Of course, nothing really to write home about. This is just, recuperating some of the losses that we did witness over the last few weeks. So, creeping up slowly, guys. This is going to take time. CryptoCon here posting this with regards to Bitcoin and the Elliott Wave Oscillator. So another indicator here on the chart on the weekly, he's saying it has just printed a red candle. This means one of two things. Either one, a bear market downtrend has started, which we know that is not the case, or two, Bitcoin is bottoming, which is more likely the scenario here. The bear market downtrend has already ended for this cycle, leaving us only one option left. As he says, maybe the bull market fake out is set to go as soon as it arrives. In every single example, after a move down from positive to negative, the first candle marks the bottoming area, no false signals. This even included the 2020 Black Swan event. If you guys remember the beer flu shutdown, March 2020, that is when we also saw this being printed on the chart right over here. It was a double for 2020. Is it time to get bullish again? Well, we will soon find out. Let me zoom in on this, guys. The Elliott Wave Oscillator indicator here as demonstrated by CryptoCon here on Twitter. So you can see that back in June 2019, we did have it dip down after the bear market. And you guys can see this is a pattern. This is a trend. This is not anything out of the ordinary. Then we had the most recent bear market here. And guys, we're printing off that final downturn, that final accumulation phase that we saw back in 2019, 2020, it even printed it with the beer flu. Back in 2015, we saw it too right before the market started to rally. And this again, guys, happening after a bear market year. So, new red candlestick, September 2023. They're saying September is going to be a bearish month, so I hope you guys are already packed, or at least are ready to pack your bags this coming month. I'm still keeping my pulse on the market, waiting with cash on the side, guys, to see if I'm going to get into any more trades. I'm in about 15 coins right now, I think 14, 13, 14, something like that. And I've got all my picks up there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. So for only $5 a month, I purposely kept it affordable so you guys can follow me all the way through this bull cycle. This is the time to be accumulating. So I'm opening my portfolio, $10,000. You guys can see all my trades. So it's open for everybody to see. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. And I'm going to be trading these cryptos, taking a bit of a different strategy this time around. We only get this opportunity every so often. So guys, buckle up. It's going to be an exciting time to accumulate more cryptos. Some are even saying that XRP has been in an accumulation phase for 6 years. This is coming from Michael Branch here on Twitter. An interesting perspective here. A prominent crypto influencer predicts an XRP price explosion as investors believing in its long-term potential continue to amass the asset for 6 years. Now, an interesting theory here, this coming from John Squire on Twitter. Are people even aware that XRP has been in an accumulation phase for probably about 6 years? The explosion will exceed all expectations. Now, what he is saying is that, forget the bull cycles, forget all that stuff. Let me just put XRP up here on the weekly and let me zoom out, because we got to zoom out to really kind of understand what he's talking about here. And I'm going to put a fractal pattern, going to bring this fractal pattern across XRP from, 2013 all the way to 2017. And what he's saying is, I mean, it's not going to rhyme exactly, but just to kind of give you guys an idea of where his head is at here, basically what he's saying is, and, I'm not saying either that it's going to take until 2028, end of 2028, to see these highs, because we know XRP is one of those coins that generally follows the rest of the market. But the fact is that we are actually, or have been actually, accumulating for this entire period here. So let me get rid of that, because that might actually be a little more confusing than it needs to be. And let me just put some trend lines up here. Essentially, accumulation. And if I show you guys on this chart too, you can probably see the same kind of pattern, accumulation, and then the pop off top. Okay, so we're waiting for this part of the rally. Accumulation, boom, 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 pop off top. So, then what are we to expect? I mean, even if we were to just take this trend here and, take a look, because it blasted past the Fibonacci in the last run. Even if we were to take the 0.236 and line that up with the top over there, we could even see that XRP got up even higher than that, blasted straight through the 4.236. So, I mean, even if we were to just assume that we could, in fact, see a similar thing like this, and, for all intents and purposes, blowing past the 4.236, that would be an XRP north of $60 for sure. So, an interesting perspective here, an interesting take on the market. Don't know if it's going to play out like that, but of course, guys, we got to keep our eyes on XRP, but not just that, the rest of the market, macro market trends, and of course, these different types of cryptocurrencies with different metrics that could in fact pop even before Bitcoin sees all-time highs. So, keeping my thumb on the pulse of the market, but also really monitoring these particular coins, because I mean, hey, if we can make 10x, 20x, 30x right away, why not, right? Latest news coming out of the Ripple camp, guys. This one coming from Michael Branch. Ripple Labs has announced that its Liquidity Hub has expanded to Australia and Brazil, giving local businesses a way to manage their crypto liquidity. So this was just announced yesterday. The hub gives firms access to various liquidity pools and advanced trading features, including post-trade settlement through a single API. Ripple announced Liquidity Hub has expanded to Australia and Brazil, giving local businesses a way to manage their crypto liquidity. Crypto-focused businesses in the region will now have access to a streamlined way to buy, sell, and hold digital assets. So Ripple kind of, going off into a different vertical here. Liquidity Hub was developed to solve a core internal problem in Ripple's payment solution. As we continue to see more growth and scale of our solution, managing liquidity efficiency across geographies became more complex. This coming from Ripple's head of liquidity products, Brad Chase. He added that the company later saw that there was an opportunity to externalize this service for others that need a digital asset platform to access and manage crypto liquidity to meet the needs of their customers. Guys, I see this as a twofold solution. Ripple obviously had this problem, so they created a solution. They had the means, they put in the money, they created the solution. Well, they're also realizing other companies are going to have this problem. So now they are marketing their solution for other companies. Not only does it help XRP adoption and XRP liquidity, but it can also help in terms of other markets too. Whatever cryptocurrency needs to be liquid, well, these countries, or rather companies, can come to Ripple and use their liquidity hub to provide liquidity for whatever cryptocurrency they need. The service targets crypto-focused businesses such as NFT marketplaces, crypto ATMs, point-of-sale merchants, or those hoping to incorporate crypto for faster and more efficient payments. The hub gives firms access to various liquidity pools and advanced trading features, including post-trade settlement through a single API. Liquidity Hub already is available in 35 U.S. states, including California, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, Arizona, and Colorado, making Brazil and Australia the first regions outside the U.S. to be granted access to this service. So, an interesting new service here, guys. Ripple did come out with the official message here. Managing liquidity means value is available at the right time for the right cost at the right place to meet customers' needs. So a big step towards crypto adoption through this new Liquidity Hub mechanism. So here is the official announcement. As we had mentioned, it's going to be used for many different services, managing liquidity at scale. This is exactly the problem that most of these businesses need to solve. And so, guys, I mean, think about it for a second. If we want crypto adoption to go mainstream, which it is, it's going mainstream. Big companies, FIs, banks, whatever it is, they're talking about crypto at an institutional level? Well, infrastructure like this has to be put in place in order for this to occur. So what is new with Liquidity Hub since we first launched Liquidity Hub? We're continuing to see momentum as customers turn to Ripple to source crypto on demand for a variety of business needs. As we continue to grow at scale, we're continuously looking to add new features and functionality, combining the capabilities we've already built in-house with the needs for our customers. And guys, here are some of the things that are new. Availability in new regions. So that is big. In addition to the availability in certain states in the US, we are now opening up Liquidity Hub availability in Brazil and Australia, clearly where crypto regs are already clear enough that they could do this. Support new assets. Since the launch, we've added support for stablecoins, specifically USDC and USDT. I'm going to get back to that in a second, and we'll continue to add additional assets in a compliant manner to meet the demands of our enterprise customers. So, compliance. Interesting that they've chosen USDT of all stablecoins in a compliant manner. Okay, let me go on though. I will get back to that. New features. So we've added new features to streamline operations, including additional trading UI features and improved SLAs for crypto deposit processing. This greatly improves the customer experience for a variety of customer segments, including NFT marketplaces, crypto ATMs, and brokers. We're excited about a number of new features coming soon. So guys, this is not the end of it. There is more coming down the pike. A key component to crypto liquidity is easy on and off ramps that enable value to move from fiat to crypto and vice versa. Events like the banking crisis, which happened earlier this year, underscored the importance of this infrastructure for the whole industry. So Ripple looking to make this very robust, a trusted, reliable way to source liquidity. As we know, they've said in the past that, anybody can source anything from this Liquidity Hub. And the avenue will depend, this will increase XRP utility because in a lot of these cases, they might need that XRP ramp to source for another crypto, to source for, another crypto, a stablecoin, whatever it ends up being. So XRP is going to be widely utilized, obviously, because it is their native currency, one that they want to be very, very liquid. So it's going to be in their best interest in order to utilize XRP. Now, Wrath of Kahneman commenting on this. Okay, so USDC and USDT are available. Okay, he's bringing up some of the key points here in Brazil, Australia, and the US. And the other point that they made here was UIs and SLAs more below. They ID liquidity, custody, payments, and compliance in context of becoming a one-stop crypto shop. So this is exactly where these new verticals come in. Ripple first focused on payments, and now this one-stop crypto shop for everything liquidity. Remember the other day how ODL mysteriously disappeared from their website? If you guys didn't catch the video I did on that, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. So, maybe this has something to do with that. He goes on to say helpful expansion of SLAs, and so he gives some more documentation down here. The way the post moves the discussion to crypto on and off ramps and then shifts. Similarly, Ripple creates robust on and off ramps for Ripple payments is either an abrupt transition or they are trying to say something with an analogy here. To clarify, the similarity shifts from crypto on and off ramps to bring up Ripple payments. Going forward, we'll hear about Ripple payments, not XRP, though this is what they will use. So, interesting to note that Ripple payments, not XRP. And how are payments going to be facilitated? Well, obviously, stablecoins are going to be part of this ecosystem. Now, Yassim Mubarak takes a bit of a pessimistic approach in terms of XRP utility on this. And so, we're trying to gauge where Ripple is going here. I'm sensing Ripple is shifting from reliance on XRP and cross-border payments to new use cases such as institutional custody of digital assets, derivatives, CBDCs, and carbon credit markets. Now, I disagree with this. I think that they're just working on everything all at once. Maybe they're not focusing on cross-border payments because they've nailed it already and they don't really need to, keep promoting that portion of their business. So that's my sense here, but let's continue. He says not saying that's a bad strategy at all, but in order for XRP to prosper long term, we cannot just rely on Ripple. Okay, so he's going on in terms of devs developing on the XRP ledger. That's why I welcome initiatives such as hooks, etc., etc. So he was retweeting out Crypto Eddie's tweet here, which I will read you guys. Stablecoins are the killer app for global transfer values, surpassing MasterCard volume and soon to surpass Visa, aiming for Bitcoin, hence why Ripple Liquidity Hub just added Tether and USDC. And Navin Gupta said ODL will use other crypto. So back to the reason why they probably added these particular stable coins for the Liquidity Hub. Of course, stable coins are going to be part of this financial system. And I'm sure in a lot of cases, whoever decides then that their company wants to be plugged into this Liquidity Hub, they might want some kind of derivative of the US dollar in order to transfer value to and to hold before they move along on whatever they decide to do with their crypto. Mr. HBAR here points this out. Okay, this is not a switch, but preparation to effectively offer XRP as a liquidity solution and bridge currency for institutions. So it's probably more complicated than we're making it out to be here. I can't even begin to imagine how the back end works for this kind of thing, but XRP definitely still going to be used. I don't think Ripple is focusing so much on cross-border payments these days. I think they've kind of beaten that dead horse, so to speak. They have succeeded already, and so they're moving on into the verticals where they're finding new challenges. And so he goes on to say, the profits Ripple can make with offering some custodian services are completely paltry compared to what they can do as a custodial liquidity provider. The XRPL remains the most efficient yet secure technology for international value transfer. And again, I agree. I don't see this going away anytime soon. Offering liquidity requires custodians in every jurisdiction, and it seems like Ripple doesn't want to be fully dependent on custodians they can't control. So another good point here. Maybe this too is why they're moving away from the exchange model and just going to be focusing now on the Liquidity Hub. So it absolutely makes sense to acquire those. I don't think this is a switch in their business model, not by any means. So an interesting perspective here. Wanted to thank Mr. HBAR, Yassine Mobarak, Crypto Eddie, of course, Wrath of Kahneman, everybody involved. Anders here also bringing this up as an XRP holder. You should like this because of it having a central focus in the commercial. So a new demo, settlement in seconds, not days. XRP is the perfect crypto for payments because it transacts quickly and at a very low cost. Now, I was going to play this clip, but it's basically just a demo here. It is 2 minutes and 45 seconds, but I will link it in the description. Just going to scroll through here, basically explaining. I mean, a lot of this is stuff we already know, but basically just kind of going over XRP utility for cross-border payments. I don't want to be too redundant because, I mean, this is pretty basic stuff, but just to kind of give you guys a sense that, Ripple is putting this out and they're still wanting to use XRP. It's not a matter of them not wanting to use XRP. XRP is the backbone. It is the oil that lubricates the financial system, or that will lubricate the financial system, guys. And the mechanism to facilitate that is going to be Liquidity Hub, one of the mechanisms. Now, interesting though, that they note down here, ripple.com/payments is where they want to direct traffic. Now, it was funny when I went to Ripple's website and did click on that link, when I put in here ripple.com and I go /payments, it brings me to a 404 page. So, when we were talking about the ODL the other day and how they're removing all that from their site, payments, cross-border payments, removing that, maybe it's not so much of a focus anymore, and maybe they're just revamping it altogether and calling it something else under a different category. So, that website is no longer here. The other thing I wanted to mention, guys, was this clip from David Schwartz. Remember, Ito Farina posted this. David Schwartz, XRP solves a multi-trillion-dollar problem. Notice he says eventually we will take over the payments world, but not on day one. It's going to take a lot longer than that. Essentially what he means, though, hodl.
The piece we hadn't seen before in Bitcoin was proof of work. But the magic, I think, comes from the fact that there is no central operator. All transactions are public. All the transaction rules are public. Anybody can enforce transaction rules. Like, that was kind of where the magic was. And so we kind of took it apart. And the use case that we decided to target in the early days was payments. Payments are a multi-trillion-dollar problem. And it seems like cryptocurrencies are just naturally suited to make payments better. And it's specifically, we kind of focused on cross-border international payments, not because domestic payments are great, but because it's cross-border payments are the worst. Like, if anyone who's made an international payment probably has stories of bad experiences. And so the worse the thing you start with, the less amazing you have to be better. And I think we can eventually be amazing and sort of take over the payments world, but we're not going to be there day one. And so if we can't succeed against the worst part of the problem, why are we bothering?
They will take over the payments world. Maybe they are already there, guys, and maybe why we're seeing a 404 page where ripple.com/payments used to be. Liquidity Hub may be just the next step, guys, in this journey. Let's not forget Danny Dark here posting this. Bitcoin in El Salvador. The IMF criticized that. Algorand in the Marshall Islands. The IMF objected, okay? Just watch what they're doing here. XRPL in Palau. The IMF is not only watching intently, but it is advising and providing feedback. I wonder why. Things that make you go, Is XRP the chosen cryptocurrency? I'd have to say, by and large, yes. It's not going to be the only one, but it certainly will be the one that commands a higher value down the road, not on day one. But $60, guys, I think that could just be the beginning. But in this spec run, I'm going to be trading my XRP too for my patrons, guys. So for only $5 a month, you can follow my trades. I'm opening up my entire cryptocurrency portfolio, my Bitcoin, my XRP, my HBAR, my ALGO, and all the extra coins that I've included in the $10,000 portfolio. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.